Before we begin this video, I just want to drop a shout out to my cousin for this hat. The Small Shop LA. Everyone always asks me where I get my hats from. It's him. He designed this. His name is Joel. And yes, y'all, get into this hat. It's fire. But yes, check out the Small Shop LA. He has a lot of cool brands. He does a lot of really cool pieces. He's based in LA, but he can ship anywhere. So check him out. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Michael. I am in my last semester of law school at UCLA, and I like to make videos about days in my life, sit down videos like this, or anything, because I think it's very important to be transparent about my law school journey. Today, I'm going to be talking about how to get a legal or law fellowship. I think I'm a pretty great person to make this video because I have tons of fellowships that I completed, and I'm just really excited to give you all the knowledge and just talk a little bit about it and help you out in your journey. So to start, I'm going to talk about 3 different things in this video. These are 3 different things I think you should do when you are looking and applying for a legal fellowship. The first thing that you should do is do your research. I think this is extremely important. I think that there are so many different legal fellowships out there, so it's really important that you do your research. And when I say do your research, just type in Google law fellowships or legal fellowships, and so many will come up. This is how I found out a lot about the fellowships that were out there. I literally just searched on Google. You can also look on Reddit as well. I think Reddit is helpful when you're looking for legal fellowships so that you can kind of get an idea of what the application process is like. So how many interviews are there? What is the timeline? When will I receive my decision? And also if anybody has any additional tips as well. I think that's also important. But just do your research. So for an example, I did the SEO Law program, UCLA Law Fellows, 1L LCLD, which is a diversity fellowship you can receive through your firm as a summer associate your first year of law school. And I was also a part of the Afro Scholars cohort. I did all of my research by simply just seeing what fellowships there were there before I could start law school and during law school as well. I think that's really important because there are 2 different distinctions between law fellowships. Before you start law school, a lot of these fellowships will offer you a mentor, they'll offer you LSAT prep, they may offer to help pay what application fees or review your law school application. That's what the Law Fellows did for me at UCLA. They offered me LSAT prep. I was able to have a tutor for my LSAT. I also had assistance with my application. So if I had any questions about, hey, what kind of letter of rec should I include? Or do you think this is a good narrative to present in my application? I was able to ask them. And I also had a mentor. My mentor is the one who introduced me to UCLA. And that's ultimately how I ended up being a student at UCLA, because I fell in love with it because she really guided me in the right direction. And I was like, you know, I could have the same opportunities as you. Another great one that I completed was the SEO Law Fellowship. It is essentially an 8-week internship at a big law firm, and it really exposes you and introduces you to the area of big law. Before I went and started law school, honestly, throughout the process as well, I did not know anything about big law. I knew they made a lot of money and that was it, but I didn't know what they focused on, the resources available, none of that. So I did this program and I got a ton of resources. I was able to network with people in different areas of law, and I also got assistance during my first year of law school with subjects such as torts, contracts, civil procedure, because they allowed us to have tutoring sessions with an attorney who just helped us understand the concepts more and put them into practice. That program is amazing. I actually did a video about my application process and my experience. So go definitely check out that video if that's a program you want to specifically apply for. I think the second thing that's really important when you are looking into these legal fellowships is your interests. You want to make sure that you have some type of idea of what you're interested in, because some of these legal fellowships will have particular areas of interest that you go into and that you may be working towards or maybe getting experience in. So I just mentioned the SEO Law program. SEO Law program is focused on big law. So it was corporate based, which meant that you should have an interest in working at a big law firm. And this doesn't mean you necessarily know for sure you have to do it. You could just be like, you know, a little bit of interest in that area, but you want to make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into and that you know what you're applying to, because it's just really important that you have an idea, especially when you're interviewing and completing your application, so that they see all of that in your application materials and they know, okay, this is what the person is expecting to get out of this program. Last thing that's really important for applying to law fellowships is to really prepare for the next step. So this does not mean that you need to know everything or you need to have everything in order. What this means is after you do your research, after you know your interests, really prepare by doing maybe a mock interview or going over your application materials if you have an interview coming up. Or another way that you can prepare is, again, I mentioned Reddit. Reddit has been a really big resource in the legal community because for things like applying to law fellowships, you're able to really get information and insight about the application process and the timelines as well, because sometimes you may not really know the timeline of when you'll hear back from the program, but that's where Reddit is a great resource because you're able to see when other people heard back. Another thing is for some of these legal fellowships, you may have to go and be in a certain city or state for a summer or an extended number of time. That requires preparation in itself. So for an example, for me, when I did the SEO law program, I was in New York for 2 weeks and I was in Houston, Texas for 8 weeks. So I had to really prepare to be away from home for a little over 2 months. And that was the first time I've been away from home for so long outside of college. So I really did have to kind of prepare mentally and physically to really be away for a while. So that requires some preparation in itself. So I think those are the 3 biggest tips applying to legal or law fellowships. So again, do your research, make sure you know your interests, and do some preparation. Good luck with everything. I wish you well and the best. And that's going to be it for this video. I will see you all in the next one.